Hello and welcome back to another episode of Oh Boy, I Sure Hope Rune Won't Fuck Us. It has been a little while since the last one, and that's because I've been on what one could consider sick leave. Which is why there hasn't been anything. So, yeah. It's been a while. Same time as last year. Same reason as last year. However, shorter this time, thankfully. Fuck me. Oh god, so yeah, we're back here. Right, not entirely well. Probably not ever going to be. But that's a different matter. Now, because of situations, I might be extending the series a couple of episodes. I do still know what I intend to record after this. I still don't know how long that's going to it's going to be good, but I still know what I intend to record. I still have to deal with those all high. Star trolls in the dungeon. I think I did everything this turn. Yeah, I think so. We're also not making any real money. Make a bit more money if we chase them away. So, hello. What do we actually have here? Fucking garbage. They have a couple of Uruks, which aren't terrible. Orc archers are okay. Orc raiders are fucking garbage. Orc band is also garbage. So the real threat here are the Olog High and the Orc Maulers, really. Because the Maulers have effective armor. The Uruks are... I mean, they have armor. They have defense. They have somewhat of an attack, but they don't pose the threat to units that Maulers do. They're just a better frontline unit.
Put an end to this evil.
Yes. Lord Celeborn the Gatekeeper will sally out and pray to fuck we can actually deal with those trolls. Because if we can't, then that's going to be a bad time. We'll have to look around and see what kind of AP projectiles we do have, because it's been far too long for me to actually remember what kind of AP projectiles we have. You are not... Ah, that's promising. Right, we do not have a lot of melee, though we do have quite a bit of cavalry. I'm uncertain how I want to do this. I'll probably want to be able to use the cavalry to full advantage, so we'll just have to sally out immediately. Sure, we can have them throw themselves at our walls to some effect, but our cavalry's going to be fucking worthless, and that's kind of what I want to avoid here. So, all the cavalry outside, all the infantry outside, and all the archers outside. Everything outside. Hopefully they won't run off to the to a high point anywhere, because that would be the worst thing ever. Running the troops doesn't really do much when you're getting them out of the gate, because I mean, you can look at this cluster right here. Yes, the Olog High are without a doubt the most dangerous units they have. Let's see. Can I use my terrain to an advantage here? Not really. I'd have to set up here. I can't really use the terrain to my advantage. Not in any real capacity, at least. Yeah, just harass them. Actually, harass the Maulers. The impressive amount of horse archers we have here. It's something. A couple of casualties are a couple of casualties. It's really all I want at this point. Okay, you are range with the Yolok High, so fire at them. I expect the AI will gladly just sit back and let me fire at them, so long as I don't actually start killing a whole lot. Oh, no, that does not seem to be the case at all. That's not the case at all. Oh well. Dump everything into the Yolok High. Absolutely everything. Oh. Defensive mode, stop. Okay. Well, if they're going to do that, I'm okay with it. That's just a bunch of free hits on the Yolok High. Good God, do I need them? Actually, you can stop firing. God. After all this ammunition dumped on them, still not a single one dead. Though we should be seeing some of them die soon, I hope. Yeah, there you go. There's one. That means the rest are going to follow soon, I hope. 3 dead. Maulers. Still, just go for the Maulers still. 4 dead. I used half our ammo already to kill 1 unit. And we haven't even killed a unit. We haven't even we kill half a unit now. The closer they get, the better, because obviously the more accurate archers are going to be. Okay. 3 left, 2 left. Okay, they're dead. Right. Fire at will. Okay, what are they marching forward here? Orc band, right. You focus on the Maulers. And you focus on the Uruks. And hopefully this should be able to take out the Orc band. This, with these stats, yeah. Not quite, but good enough.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Now it's just a matter of getting the cavalry to do some actual work. First, infantry needs to get in front. I wish I could put these to better use. But with the AI's decide to charge forward, I can't really put them to that much use.
If we continue like this, we will
I don't really know where the general is either. Units of Orc Raiders. Ah, this is going to take a few casualties. 253 down to... Yes. A few casualties. And I'll just keep cycle charging. While you use your abilities. And you are all out of ammo. If I could only find their general. Let's see. It's hard to tell within this blob, when he's in the middle here somewhere. Anyway, just roll over the flank. Hopefully we can break it. Yep. It looks like we're able to. But is that enough? No. Okay. Then, next target. Archers.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Yeah, the general is charging after. Sadly, I don't really want to mess around with that too much. I'd like you to take more of the casualties here. You move like that. Can we get him? I certainly hope so. More casualties than I'd like in the charge. You're off cooldown. 17 left. Should be dying soon, I hope. Doing anything. Frank is just holding just as well as can be expected. Good. You there. The cavalry's going to have to run down the archers, because I can't let them just keep firing at will. Now, where is the actual general? You fuck off here, this is one of mine. It doesn't really matter. Right now it's just mopping up most of this. Making sure that as few escape as possible. Come on. Why is he still alive? Just go kill him. Wow, these are still fighting. There, continue battle. Okay, so what's left? What can we catch at this point? I'm going to write this unit off, because I don't think we'll reach them in time. They're gone. Now, there appears to be one unit left here. One dastardly unit. Come on, boys. There we go. Out of 61 losses for 3,500 kills. It's not terrible. Surprisingly, cavalry did quite a bit of work. Absolutely no one's surprised. Cavalry is the strongest counter to Mordor. The only thing they'll have trouble with are charging halberds from the front, depending on the cavalry. They'll have some trouble with trolls, because trolls will generally fuck them if they get them in prolonged melee. However, if the cavalry gets a charge, especially from the rear on the trolls, they are fucked. Snippy. And the great beasts, same deal as the trolls, really. Mordor, very poor. Nah, what a shame. Well, they're still holding on to that, I guess. And they haven't lost Minas Tirith yet. Than yet. God. I just wish that I wish I had more income, but I don't. Let's merge units here. At this point, keeping separate units aren't the great thing. Yes, in my hiatus, I've been able to watch, binge the entirety of Deep Space Nine, which I still find to be the most entertaining of the series labeled Star Trek. But I wouldn't go so far as to call it a Star Trek series. And I think that Deep Space Nine is the start of the crap trek. With things like Discovery, the movies, etc., etc., like the TNG movies, stuff like that. Because the writers, while they were able to craft a good story, they also had no understanding of Roddenberry's vision, and they cared not for it. One thing that's there's one episode that's very evident in, because something Sisko says, something that is so far-fetched in a setting like Star Trek that it completely just, I was like, I completely missed it the first time around, but I was actually wowed this time around. No, let's start from the beginning. Deep Space Nine takes a look at the Federation from a less idealistic view, which is fine, because normally when you have series on the Enterprise, they are generally by the best of the best. The best that humanity has to offer. You have Captain Kirk and Captain Picard. These are some of the best captains in all of Starfleet. They embody the ideals of Starfleet almost perfectly. For instance, Picard is a diplomat. He never rushes to action, except for in the movies. And he is essentially a Renaissance man as well. He's well read.
Yes, my lord.
And yeah, he's generally all around a well-educated person. Here.
I'm gonna stick you.
I care enough to get rid of these armies. I probably should.
Take it for the elves. Evil must not
Yes, Picard is a well-rounded person. He's knowledgeable, he's patient, he's idealistic, but he's intelligent. He can be cunning when needed to, and all that. He's basically everything Starfleet needs him to be. But then you have someone like Sisko. He is not these things. Sisko is not particularly well read. He is cunning, yes. He is somewhat idealistic, but is not willing to sacrifice for those ideals to the extent that Picard is. But he is willing to break his ideals, something that Picard very rarely was. But no, that's not the worst part. It's like, yeah, like Starfleet is shown to have more radical elements within it of people who don't necessarily follow the tenets of Starfleet quite as much. What really harms Deep Space Nine and Roddenberry's vision of Star Trek and the future is Deep Space Nine's decision to tackle contemporary social issues like racism against black people, because they have the first black captain. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Now, if you look at Bashir, he's supposed to be Middle Eastern, and his actor is Middle Eastern. Well, he's supposed to be British, but ethnicity Middle Eastern. They never make any sort of particular social commentary about how horrible Middle Easterners are treated, or Muslims, or anything like that. No. They do that about black people, because they have the first black captain, and they want to do something with that. So, in a couple of time travel episodes, they decide to include racism, which fair, but they use those time travel episodes just to show racism. That's the primary purpose. And in particular, like, the worst part of the worst is not even a time travel episode, it is when it's one of the later episodes. Most of this is later episodes, anyway. That's when the writing starts to fall a bit more apart. It gets a bit worse. But the absolute worst part is in one of the latest episodes when he's invited to the Holosuite to visit Bashir's Vic Fontaine program. And he initially refuses because of the time period the program is set in. The black woman does not care, his girlfriend at the time. However, he cares quite a lot, and he actually says something that should not ever have been said in any Star Trek series. He says the phrase, "our people,"
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
which indicates that somehow all these years in the future, where humanity does not view race as anything, that Cisco still views life through a racial lens,
Only half the enemy force
which is
remain.
beyond absurd and against everything Roddenberry stood for. Racism in that universe is supposed to be gone, long gone and forgotten within humanity. But the writers felt the need to include it because they just had to, because, wow, first black captain, social issues, all that. And not to mention, they also include religion, which Roddenberry had
Men have slain the enemy general.
a complete and utter disdain for within the show. If I remember correctly, Roddenberry even went on a tangent when some of the writers wanted to include a wedding between humans. I don't remember the exact details of it, but I remember that he went on a tangent because of that. And I remember it had something to do with religion. I don't remember the details.
It's time to press the attack.
And Picard himself says that humanity has evolved past superstition, while religion is brought up time and time again throughout Deep Space Nine among humans, and also in Voyager, where you have Chakotay, because, of course, they had to have the Native American representation in that one. The Deep Space Nine was the start of the collapse of Roddenberry's vision within Star Trek. And the more you're familiar with it, the more it stands out when you watch it. And that's why, personally, I cannot say that Deep Space Nine is the best Star Trek series. It is the best of the series with the Star Trek label, but it's not the best Star Trek series because it doesn't embody anything that Star Trek truly is. It pays lip service, and that's about it.
My lord.
And it's really disappointing. I'd love to see Starfleet as Starfleet's supposed to be, and humanity is supposed to be. Humanity is supposed to be evolved. But it's, like, obviously, when pushed, no one's going to be able to retain that perfectness that humanity has. You're going to be able to break humanity at some point, at least humans, which Picard does not during the Cardassian interrogation sequence, but it happens several times during Deep Space Nine. I don't remember if it happens at all during TNG, but that's fine. Like, humanity as a whole is supposed to have evolved, but humans are not necessarily beyond the base instincts if they're put in a highly compromising situation. You, of course, have people with different strengths of character.
We bring word for you.
Yeah, sure, why not?
We cannot an honor and
No, I find Deep Space Nine to be so offensive in that regard, because it spits on Roddenberry's vision, essentially. When Sisko said "our people" when referring to black people, I was like, wow, no one would have said this unless they were actually racist during that time. Because no one views anything through a racial lens in Star Trek when it comes to humanity, like human race. You of course have species, but that's technically not. Species and race is a more complex issue. 17% art gallery would get ultra increase to 2%, which I think we should get. Just get some recruitment and replenishment over there. Problem is we have 1900 income currently, which is nothing. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. They will get an army there, but I can't push Mordor as hard as I'd like. But I can still push them. Sauron's Will are absolutely going to have to be murdered. Everything else is of no real concern.
Send them back to their underworld.
Yes. That's primarily the issue I have with Deep Space Nine. Like, most of it is really good. It's just those social issues that they want to do by doing it so wrong. But then there are some that are done well. Oh, let's talk about the Bajoran occupation. Let's talk about how it's referred to as a genocide. Let's refer to how the writers have no sense of scale. Yeah, let's talk about how the writers have absolutely no sense of scale. So they think that a horrible genocide is when a planet of billions of people loses a... Okay, Bajor was occupied by the Cardassians for 50 years. 50 years. With labor camps. Harsh occupation and all that. It's basically supposed to be the Nazi occupation of whatever country you want. So how many casualties would you say? Just from those two tidbits alone. You'll probably be like, maybe even up to 1 billion deaths. Now, 50 years of occupation. 10 to 15 million people dead over the course of 50 years. Their little Nazi, quote-unquote Nazi occupation was less deadly than cars are in the US. Which is, like, wow. Wow. I can really sympathize with how much Bajorans are whining and complaining about a genocide here. Like, that's incompetence from the writers. Bajor is perfectly fine. The only real damage done to Bajor is social infrastructure and ecological. Okay, I really need to take out Sauron's Will, so there they are. Yeah, no, like, the writers are so inept that the first number is 10 million. The second number... Oh, these numbers are from a Bajoran, which means that, logically, they'd include every death they could. And it's less deadly than cars are in the US. Per capita. It's, fucking well done on the writing team there. So yeah, first number is 10 million. Then later it's increased to 15 million, completely arbitrarily. And then later in the show it's included it's changed to tens of millions. Because the writers have no idea what the fuck they were doing. It's amazing. It's fucking remarkable seeing stuff like that. Like, it's really not that hard to just be like, okay, the Germans killed...
The battle is very much in our favor.
The Germans were alleged to kill 6 million Jews. So obviously we need to up that, make it 50 million Bajorans. But then it's like, yeah, now you're looking at a whole planet. 10 million. No, 10 million. Not even 50 million. I misspoke there. Yeah, you have 10 million over the course of 50 years. Like, are you retarded? Are you actually retarded? And then you're like, wow, these Bajorans are really fucking whiny. The occupation is nearly as bad as they claim it was. And they are whining endlessly about it. Okay, yeah, more on guard. It's more than I like there. You need to spread out before you can charge. Wavering. Wavering's good. If they send their bodyguards over there, that's fine with me. However, you should all be off fire at will. Ah, sweet, sweet, beautiful charge.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Yeah, now, like, I don't really have much more to say about DS9. Like, it's a good show, but it's a terrible Star Trek show. Okay, you charge again. I don't know if they're routing, that's the problem. Okay, they look to be routing. Why are you defensive, you fucking morons? Good charge, good charge. Wouldn't want you to actually charge and just spread out instead. Okay, how are you doing on the general? He's still alive, barely. If wavering, come on. God damn it, shaken.
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Yeah, enemy general dead, good.
His troops will lose their will to fight.
On,
The enemy
kill.
army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, no. Need to run down the last of the fuckers. And then it'll be a good game. For the orcs. Yeah, that's kind of all I want to say about Deep Space Nine. Like, it's overall a good show. Oh, yeah, one more thing. The fucking Ferengi. It's like, yeah, the Ferengi hate women. It's like, okay, they're kind of an interesting... the Ferengi are kind of interesting. They're fucking misogynistic as all hell. They could do something interesting with that, but no. The writers, I don't know what... the last seasons, the writers just go on a full back... everything has to be social issue, contemporary social issues. And it's so fucking bad, the Ferengi as well. The Ferengi is portrayed as misogynistic as hell. Like, the women aren't even allowed to go outside the house. And the writers just don't do anything with that, they just write it off, essentially.
This is a clear victory.
Really? Did you have to? Ah, fuck. Yeah, no, the writers write us off. And be like, a woman got in power by... magic. And... yeah. they're more tolerant now. Like, in a year, they completely shifted the society. It's like, oh, fucking kill me. They don't even do anything interesting with that. They just fucking... They completely ruin the Ferengi.
Our lands will be safe once more.
Elves,
Oops. Oh well. I guess it's time for another battle.
put an end to this evil.
I also... I've also been intending to watch the 2013 the Spike Lee version of Old Boy. And like every time I intend to watch it, I'm like, do I really want to? It pains me to just look at it. But I feel I should watch it just to have watched it. But God, do I really want to? That's the question. It's like, I should. I really should. It's like, I have 2 or 3 other movies that I intend to watch as well. That I would actually rather watch. Hey, can you not run off? Please? Yeah, like, I have it. I'm like, I don't want to watch it, but I should. I really should. Just at least know what I'm critiquing. Still, God, I don't want to, but I feel like I have to. Another movie that I intend to watch is a movie that my mother actually bought me quite a while ago. It's called Blue Velvet. However, when I watched it a long time ago, it kind of just came off as softcore pornography. And I'm not sure how good the movie actually is, because I haven't ever watched it since then. But I do want to. I'm curious. It's a movie I've seen before and I want to revisit. Another movie is one I can't remember the name of, but it's a Japanese weird movie that came out in 2017. Jay talked about it on the 2019 movie catch-up they did recently, and it caught my attention. There are a couple more movies from that I intend to watch. Like, I don't... Thing is, when it comes to movies, I'll just watch whatever strikes me fancy. I have my guilty pleasures and I have my actually good movies that I like to watch. And it's like, yeah, everyone does. And some of my guilty pleasure movies are actually bad movies that aren't necessarily even... do I actually have any? No, I don't actually have any bad guilty pleasure movies. I don't think about it. I have like good bad ones, or funny bad ones, but no straight up bad ones that I actually think about it. Okay, let's see. What do they actually have? They have a unit of orc archers. And just set the Moran on guard. So these are technically far more dangerous, but so few of them. Hit the halberds. Actually, hit some as well. And you run up there. You remove defensive stance. And now just watch him get pelted. You flank around. Where are you going?
If we continue
Why are you
like this,
going around
we
there?
will
Stop
smash
that.
the enemy.
Stop that. That's actually rude. Not supposed to go around there, you pricks. Yeah, well. Oh shit, you need to actually get the fuck out of there. Fuck it. You move. You move. Yeah. You just need to get out of there. Everyone else should hold the ground rather well. Now let's see. These Uruks are
Only half the enemy force remains.
easy enough to pick off. The mall is going back. I would be quite okay with that. Looks like they are. Good, good, good. Yeah, I don't actually have any. Yeah, like, so a couple of moves on my 2 watch list, and I was like, ah, do I really want Allboy to be one of them? I was like, I feel like I should, but
Pursue and run them down.
God, there are better movies to watch. It's kind of like the Star Wars Holiday Special. It's like, there are so many better movies to watch. Why would you watch? It's like, for the sake of being able to critique it properly. But do you really need to critique it properly? And that's where that's where the difficulty lies. Like, do I really need to critique the remake of Oldboy properly? I don't know. I'm so torn on the issue. It's really difficult for me to.
Be awed by the victory we have won.
I'm essentially trying to talk my way out of watching the Oldboy remake. Because I don't want to watch it, but I feel like I need to watch it for the sake of being able to critique it. Because how can I trash a movie without actually having seen it? I've seen enough of it to trash quite a bit of it. But I haven't seen the movie in its whole, and that's the problem. When they're presented in a specific way, almost any movie can be portrayed to look bad, and that's kind of part of the problem here. Oh shit. Get in there.
My lord. Elves, by the light of Elbereth. Sire. Elves. Onward, come, my brothers. Elven warriors, for the light, swiftly. My lord.
Right. There, now I have that. But yeah, I think that'll do for now. Been ranting about DS9 ever since the last battle in essentially an incoherent ramble, as is fairly usual, really. But still. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. I'd almost want to do actual reviews, but I just can't be fucked. I don't have the patience to do a structured review of anything, therefore I'm just like, I just ramble nonsensically in these videos instead. Yes, that'll be it for now. Until next time.